everyone, this is Berta and we're finally down for the last part of the Science and Technology Ambassador and Ambassadress 2021, the Advocacy round. So in this round, each candidate will be given 2 to 5 minutes to showcase their chosen advocacy related to science and technology. So let's get this started.
Our passion drives us into adventures where we seek to find what our hearts and rationality wants. Let it be where we believe in this world. I am a leaf. I represent all living things in all of the globe, and I have the power to voice out whatever needs to be reformed. And as a bio kid, I stand here to preach about the wonders of what our country holds, an advantage that the Philippines hold, which is agriculture. A nation cannot grow and flourish if it's starving, a sentence often heard yet emphasizes the gravity of our agriculture. Moreover, agriculture is the backbone of our economy. It provides livelihood and employment. It is the main source of raw materials and is vital to our country's development. Above anything else, it is one of the driving forces of innovations in science and technology to enhance crop quality and production. If our world continues to develop at its current rate, our crop demand will at least double by 2050. As a result, food producers are under increasing pressure, working harder than ever to meet the needs of the people. And the shift to precision farming practices is becoming significant due to the ever-changing circumstances. With technological innovations, agriculture can be significantly shaped and transformed over time, allowing farmers with more control over plant and animal production, processing, distribution, and storage, resulting in higher yields. I believe the pandemic raised public awareness of the need for food security now that we experience surges and depletion in food production. Food security lies in the hands of agriculture through its innovations and continuous industrial improvements. And now that we have yet to explore the depths of complex sciences to further improve the structure of the industry of agriculture in our country. Our nation of hope, the Philippines, deserves a futuristic approach to the burgeoning industry that contributes 20% of our gross domestic product per capita and employs more than 23% of the Filipino workforce. That is why I am interested in promoting farming through advanced agriculture, because when people are no longer hungry, they are no longer desperate, and they are able to dream about bigger things and the future. I am delighted to learn that there are many prospects in farming that we have yet to uncover. It is now time to step into the light towards a progressive agriculture for the betterment of our society. And so, I am 𝘍𝑚𝑘 an advocate for an advanced agriculture for the nation's better future.
Along the surge of COVID in the Philippines comes the compulsive use and dependence on different social media platforms. With vaccination programs accelerating, our reliance on social media information led to vaccine hesitation to proliferate, and its root cause? Misinformation. Anti-vaxxer propaganda is currently one of the things that our country is battling in this time of the pandemic. I was once an anti-vaxxer, and to be swayed by false rumors was one of my greatest regrets. However, I have changed. Now I believe, as future scientista ng bayan, we play a significant role in teaching the communities to evaluate news and information through scientific knowledge and critical approach. They say that the COVID-19 vaccines harm fertility, alter one's DNA, will turn us into zombies, and face masks lower our oxygen level. But this is all complete misinformation. False claims are spreading in social media that gasolines, being an alternative to alcohol as a disinfectant, is the real harm to us. analyzing this from a chemical and scientific point of view, minding the hazardous characteristics of gasoline as a disinfectant is a vast hoax that's putting our lives at risk. My interest in chemistry helped me possess chemical knowledge, and it is indeed a discipline that is essential in processing these kinds of news with a reliable source of information. It guarantees every one of us a specific attitude of skepticism to ridiculous fake news. As the College of Science promotes volunteerism and social responsibility and alleviating community conditions, I, Maria Julia Isabel Diareta, an advocate for the promotion of chemical science education, to debunk false news and misinformation and uphold truth and credibility. I urge you to join me as I use this platform to combat false information and diminish our country's hurdles right now. I am reaching out to you, my fellow scientista ng bayan, to promote and apply our necessary scientific, chemical, and technological knowledge and researching skills in response to national and global developmental needs. With chemistry, we can be contributors to cure and resolution.
Over millions of years, Earth's climate has warmed up and cooled down many times. However, today, the planet is warming much faster than it has over human history. Global air temperatures near Earth's surface have gone up about 2 degrees Fahrenheit in the last century. You see, the global climate system is transforming right before our eyes. We have already entered a new state, a warmer world, a world of greater weather extremes, of rising sea levels, more frequent floods and droughts, severe storms, loss of species, more health risks, and poverty. The atmospheric carbon dioxide, the dominant greenhouse gas, has grown exponentially. As we all know, an abundance of these gases leads to global warming. But if we take immediate and exponential action, there is still hope to avert a global crisis. As a meteorology ambassadress, I advocate climate change literacy. Raising awareness would help mitigate the impacts of climate change. I will use our modern-day technology, the internet, and social networking sites to disseminate essential information. I will help strengthen the Republic Act No. 9729 or the Climate Change Act of 2009, where disaster risk reduction and management is integrated in subject areas of the basic education curriculum. I will also support and encourage the formation of youth organizations for environment, such as Youth for Environment in Schools Organization, YESO, Youth Strike for Climate Philippines, and the Climate Reality Leaders Philippines Youth Cluster. To fight climate change, we must act and change our ways. Little by little, we can reduce our carbon footprint by simply conserving water and energy, walking or biking for short distances traveled, planting trees, and using energy-efficient or solar-powered appliances. May we be reminded that we are environmental stewards. We do not own this planet. Hence, we have the responsibilities to take care of this and its natural resources while we still can, while we still have it. I am Angela Marie Abache Salvidar, a student representative from BS Meteorology Physics Department, and I support the call for climate change literacy and climate action. It's not too late to slow down the pace of climate change, as long as we act now. With your help, with everyone's help, we can overcome this challenge and live a better future in a healthier planet.
Being being born at the age where science and technology have given us various advantages into developing a much advanced community compared to the past decades. Cyberspace has been the biggest source of information exchange from which we are given much more opportunities to create, relive, save, inform, and share thoughts and theories to help further advance what we have as of the moment. Although much good has been provided by cyberspace, there can be no light without the dark.
Technological dilemmas proliferated in the forms of misinformation, cyberviolence, and cybercrime, all propagated through and by people who use cyberspace. With all options presented by cyberspace, it is our duty and responsibility of this platform to uphold truthfulness, teach, and spread awareness regarding these conflicts and keep the realm of the internet safe.
I, for one, have already started taking action. Together with my team, we have created the project 𝘭𝑪𝑎. 𝘭𝑪𝑎 is a website that is designed to showcase the platforms and backgrounds of candidates running for the 2022 elections.
This is just one of the many things we can offer in our generation today. And as a computer science student, I want to share my learnings and knowledge about media and technology, especially in these trying times where we are much immersed in technology in comparison to the past.
Because of the pandemic, we are forced to do online classes and work from home setups, and it is by now general knowledge that not all are suited and knowledgeable enough with technology. Therefore, I am here on the stage carrying and sharing my advocacy, lending myself to be a voice for the people struggling in this new normal.
I am Synergized 𝘭𝘪𝘆, an advocate of media literacy, cyberspace awareness, and education.
We are not alone in this world, and the lands we traverse are gifts that we must treasure for other generations to explore too.
But what we see currently are massive devastations of countless living matters which we are supposed to coexist with. And as a bio kid, I am more aware and more driven as a proponent of change with ample aspiration to cover issues that challenge our environment and current atmosphere of agriculture.
The advent of technology has revolutionized the Philippine agricultural scene. From plows to modern farming equipment, science and technology has undeniably developed new ways in making farming more efficient. However, the way we turn our eyes to modernization is somehow turning our backs to our traditions.
Transformation of the country's agricultural system may have induced cropping intensity and substantial economic prosperity, yet undermines diverse facets in agriculture and the environment. We are all part of nature, says a simple yet significant saying, implying that every life matters. Humans, plants, and animals are all organisms that live in this section of the world. Every year, we, as a human, endanger a large number of animal species. Habitat loss, ecological disruption, and overexploitation are just a few of the factors that have led to the extinction of numerous animal species. A single extinction might wipe out a whole food chain, causing havoc in the biological system and putting all species in the area in jeopardy. As humans, we should work together to establish a society in which humans and animals coexist peacefully. Since much as we care about ourselves, we should equally care about the other species, as their extinction will have an impact on us, dragging our planet into turmoil and evisceration.
And so, I am James Christian Chua, an advocate for agricultural improvement and wildlife preservation through science and technology, and I choose to fight for our nature's treasure by taking every imperative measures.
In the modern status quo that we're living in, the majority of our daily actions are, as we know it, interconnected through the use of something we call virtual media. This is the modern implementations of highly efficient means of communication, with the use of the ever-growing technologies readily available to our common masses. We have indulged ourselves in platforms such as social media, streaming services, as well as games that connect us, regardless of distance, culture, gender, and personality. over 80% of the population use such platforms in a wide variety of ways, and the variety of platforms that we can make use of is only getting larger as the technological progress gets better. However, the use of these platforms comes with a heavy responsibility that demands great accountability, especially in a system that interconnects people with varying philosophies, political views, doctrine, morale, and perspectives in general. This is where this advocacy chooses to focus on, as there is a large problem that these platforms are introducing to the society that we live in. Viral platforms such as social media and blogs massively disregard information quality, as well as proof of validity of the claims being made. Within these systems, which are primarily driven by community contributions and volunteers, is the freedom to publish information without censorship, or the need to validate the data that they are being published. This freedom can inevitably lead to misinformation, and in turn lead to mass manipulation, especially of people who have little to no means of validating or confirming the online publication that they have read. Furthermore, the virtual media encapsulates almost all of the audience that consumes, share, modify, and recycle information in a daily basis, in a scale where information cannot be judged to be true and false at the same time, making anyone who is interconnected in this social web suffer the consequences of misinformation. By being aware of this advocacy, you realize that information should be scrutinized much more by the average consumer of media. Virtual media has shown us a platform that we can use for literally anything about everything, implying both positive and negative outcomes that the system cannot control, and it's up to us to make the platform much more enjoyable and ensure any information's quality for ourselves. Use the virtual media not just to impress people, but to create a positive impact to them.
Ipinalita po namin nung nakaraang Biyernes ang binatilyong pabalik-balik sa isang ilog sa 𝘍𝑬𝘓𝗏𝑗𝐴 kasunod ng pananalasa ng bagyong Oli. Umaasa noon si Emmanuel na makita ang ina't kapatid na tinangay ng lahat. Mga kapuso, natagpuan ng patay ang kanyang.
Hi, I'm 𝘍𝑬𝘓𝑗𝐴, your meteorology ambassador. I genuinely believe that the times are changing, and science and technology is our way of adapting to these changes. The climate crisis and the occurrence of more intense natural disasters should be taken seriously. Last year, I witnessed in my hometown, 𝘬𝘓𝑗𝐵, the effects of Typhoon Rolly and how it affected the livelihood of the people I know. Strong winds and heavy rains caused a lot of damage, while floods and lahar from the Mayon destroyed houses, injured people, and caused the loss of lives. This is why this advocacy is close to my heart. As Bicolanos, we are no stranger to typhoons, and that has made us quickly adapt to these natural disasters. Science and technology has been our tool, and will still be our tool to adapt with the change of times. I am an advocate of science, and I am an advocate of meteorology for the people. I would like to bridge people with meteorology through impact-based assessment and approach. It would really help people understand typhoon and natural disasters if it is simplified or is related to their situation. Explaining the meaning of typhoon warning signals and its effects would really help people have a much better understanding on what to do. Local government and groups can create and formulate plan of actions by assessing the needs of the community. Impact-based assessment is a good way to create and adopt risk reduction measures. Yes to scientifically driven decisions, yes to impact-based approach, and yes to proactive and responsible governance. Science should be brought closer to people. Through reaching out and information campaign, this is possible. People should also be informed of the proper science and disaster risk agencies and social media pages to get factual updates. Scientists and experts should be empowered and be put on the front lines. Once again, I am John Lester B. Opeña, your BS Meteorology Ambassador from the Physics Department. Science is a gift. Science is for the people. Meteorology is for the people. With science and technology, there is no typhoon nor a global pandemic that we cannot conquer.
Published in Environmental Science and Technology, researchers calculated a monthly use of 129 billion and 65 billion plastic bottles globally.
So, how do we live our lives without plastics? Especially in the Philippines, where most of our products are wrapped in disposable plastic. Food waste is unavoidable, and going green seems so difficult for the most of us Filipinos. The answer is, it starts within you.
Use your tumbler instead of plastic cups. Bring your own baonan with utensils. And refuse single-use plastic. One particular example is Mary Jane Cablido, a member of the Zero Waste Group. She shared a photos album of a plastic-free wedding reception where banana leaves and trunk were served as a food container and plates. First ever Zero Waste store in Cebu. A group member of the Buhay Zero Waste Facebook page posted this video clip of the first ever Zero Waste store in Cebu. Amgo Grocery, located in Barangay Capotao, Cebu City, opened in April this year. As a plastic-free bulk food store, all customers are required to bring their own refillable container. The store's name Amgo means awareness. We can further draw inspiration in the 2020 Olympics, where 78,985 tons of electronic devices were collected, including 6.21 million cell phones from across Japan to produce the 5,000 Olympic medals that were awarded in Tokyo. Scientists at the University of Southern Mississippi invented a line of plastic that dissolved in seawater. The new plastic are made of polyurethane that's been modified with polylactic glycosidic acid, a polymer used in surgical suture. The compound can be modified to produce flexible, soft, or hard plastic.
Zero waste lifestyle mainly follows 5 methods: refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot. Zero waste is not about creating no waste at all. Rather, it is about taking a small step towards managing on how they produce. Indeed, there are alternative ways to reduce our waste. Through simple efforts, we can make it happen. The most important thing is we get consistent in doing it. The journey is different for everyone. Some are still trying to figure out things, while some already impart their knowledge and educate less informed people. And you, to everyone who's watching this, I hope that you know that our planet is dying and our climate is deteriorating, mainly because of our human activities. And I am 𝘍𝘍𝑠𝑠, and I will continuously advocate for Buhay Zero Waste as a student, as a scientist, and as an ambassador.
And that ends our advocacy round. So sino nga ba sa tingin nyo ang mananalo ng mahiwagang Best Advocacy Award? So this round will constitute 40% of the overall score of the candidate. So show some love and support by commenting down your favorite candidates below in the comment section. So this has been Berta. And please stay tuned into our official social media accounts for the closing ceremony where all the winners will be announced. Bye!